let's start out with my favorite, Justin Sun. We've talked about him so much on this podcast. Big fan, open invitation, Justin. Please join us. He unfortunately was named, along with a slew of other people who I'm going to let you get into. But he was named along with the Tron Foundation, BitTorrent Foundation, and Rainberry Incorporated. And a jury trial is demanded now. They're going to be fighting the SEC. And the suggestion is that there was market manipulation and fraud. So I will read bits and pieces from it as we go along, but I would love for you to just dive into the exacts of this.
Well, as no one could have possibly foreseen, the SEC thinks Tron and BitTorrent token might be unregistered securities. This was shocking news, of course, and they laid out their case pretty convincingly for both of these tokens. They pointed towards communications from Justin and the respective foundations that talked about basically expectation of profit for the investors. They showed Justin, the BitTorrent Foundation, and the Tron Foundation investing all this effort into trying to get this token listed on other exchanges and talking about how the price would go up when this would happen. They entered in a whole bunch of Justin's tweets in the suit. They had a whole bunch of Tron Foundation Medium posts, and they laid out that they think both of these things are unregistered securities. Now, as you said, that's not all there is to this case, though, because there's a few interesting wrinkles to it. There's the market manipulation you mentioned, but there's also something that might affect a lot of other cryptocurrencies, which is that in this case, they make the claim that the airdrop of BitTorrent token to existing Tron token holders was an offer or sale of unregistered securities. Even though these individuals weren't directly purchasing these tokens, it was still an offer or sale. And the other thing they called an offer or sale, which I thought might be even more interesting, was both Tron and BitTorrent ran these different social media contests and schemes where people would have this opportunity to effectively promote these tokens and get entered into a chance to win some of them, and that counted as an offer or sale of unregistered securities as well. And so just based on the way they define security in this case and the things that counted as an offer or sale of unregistered securities, they are taking a very broad view of potential tokens that could end up being securities. At least that was my first takeaway. Before we get into the market manipulation and before we get into Jake Paul and the other celebrities, just the initial breath they were taking was quite interesting to me.
Well, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Do you think they have an argument to be made that these are indeed not securities? I'm curious, if there is a method to the madness here, or if you think that Justin Sun and Soulja Boy are being Justin Sun and Soulja Boy.
I think both you and I are probably on the record at this point suggesting that Tron was an unregistered security. And that's not even mentioning any of the exchange tokens or stuff that Justin is involved in now, or the true stable coins he had or has some ambiguous relationship with. Not even talking about those. We had for years suggested that Tron might be a security. And so, I'm not surprised it's coming. And they'll try to make the same argument. They'll probably both try to argue it's not a security, so it doesn't matter. And even if it is a security, we weren't really in the US, so you don't have jurisdiction over us. But fundamentally, the sale of the Tron token looked a lot like a security sale. And even going back to when we had Preston Byrne on here a long time ago, we talked about how even the Ethereum ICO looked a lot like a security sale. And I think after Hinman's comments and stuff for the SEC, it is unlikely that any of the people involved in the original Ethereum sale get in trouble for it. But that model is not a safe model. And the fact that it was replicated repeatedly does not make it safe.